Right, welcome to this League of Legends gameplay commentary. We are playing Akali in the top lane against a Camille with Grasp with Undying. I have Electrocute. I don't really have much kill pressure early, so I'm not gonna look to fight. Maybe a quick trade, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just standing out of sight here, maybe trying to fake the leash, so that it makes them think that our jungler start the top side, for them to make it harder for them to keep track of our jungler. Just a quick trade there. What's important is that when she hits her ability, she heals if it hits a champion, so I want it to hit me so that she doesn't heal because she's already full health, and then I immediately trade as soon as it hits, so that my damage actually goes through, instead of me throwing my damage out, and then she heals off of the damage on top of that. In a bad situation. Yeah, obviously she hits a full level 2 trade on me. Doesn't have Ignite, so she doesn't have kill pressure at this point. So what I'm just going to do is fall back, wait for level 2. I'll probably take Shroud, I think. Oh, okay, I'll take E Shuriken Flip. Just to disengage, I guess. Darius coming in for a level 3 gank. Good for him. Might be able to get a flash out. We end up not being able to. I did burn my Ignite though. So that's unfortunate. But we did force out of lane, or at least force her to lose farm, because she can't obviously walk up to take farm at that amount of health. Get the flash out. And burn her flash as well. Darius, of course, gets the kill, which is fine with me. A fed Darius is a good Darius. So now the wave is stacked up on my side. What I can do is trim it a bit and then freeze it, and then I can back. But of course what happens is Camille comes around to Darius and takes him in the river. You can see in the minimap there. Gets the kill, and I believe she comes back with double buffs, which sucks for me. It just means she has free sustain, for a health and mana regen. And so I kind of want to back here, but I do have a level advantage, but she has about twice as much health as I do. But I am safe under tower, so I think what I'll probably do is just clear this wave, and then of course this is a cannon wave coming up, which means it will tank more shots at the tower, so if she does crash her wave into my tower, I'll be able to pick up probably most of the minions. I might lose the cannon though. Which is exactly what she's going to do. She's going to hard push, and I'm just going to have to walk back to lane. Obviously, I don't have teleport like she does. Obviously, she used her teleport earlier to teleport to the river to kill the Darius and get the buffs, so her teleport's now down. And it's quite a long cooldown. Not super long, but just quite long. I Ignite will be up quicker than her teleport will be. And as you can see, she crashes the wave into the tower, leaves for a roam. I can't follow in the river because my wave's crashed under my tower, so I have to clear the wave instead of giving it up for, basically losing all those minions, that XP and gold. But luckily, Darius doesn't challenge the Kindred, he just backs off, which is smart. He's a good jungler this game. Camille comes in for some poke, which is very annoying because not only does she heal off that, it also slows me, which primes me for her stun. And the stun's hitbox is also pretty broken as well. I actually take this trade. Just hide away in my shroud. You see Camille's main damage comes in with her empowered Qs. Look at that hitbox, ridiculous. Camille's main damage comes in with her empowered Qs, so when I'm in shroud, she can't auto attack me, which basically means her Q just runs out, the timer runs out, and she misses out on most of her damage, her essential damage, shall we say. So, decent matchup. At least for me, early game I'm not too strong, but once I start hitting 6, I can really put the pressure on her, Turn those screws. And she's just trying to sustain up. Obviously, she popped a potion as well. You can see the green on her character. to get some health back. And she recognizes now that I have kill pressure as I'm level 6 now. I have my ult, which can execute as well if she's low enough health. It will do quite a bit of damage. So this was a mistake from me, obviously. Wasting my ult right under a tower. She can just walk back to safety, and I can't really follow up because she has sustain with Grasp of the Undying. Periodically while she's in combat, she can auto attack and gain a certain amount of health, which is what her runes are for. She's good for trading, so she can out trade me, provided she can actually land her autos, her Q, her empowered autos. So that's not great for me. She goes in for a trade. I immediately shroud so she can't follow up with the auto attacks. You can see a passive there, that little purple shield is a shield against magic damage in this case. So decent trade for me because I do still have Ignite up. And she obviously doesn't have Ignite, she just has Teleport. So I could try and pressure her, but I think I just pushed the Wyvern back. No, actually I don't back here. I see some action happening in the river, and obviously because my wave is pushing into her, I have first rotation, so I get to move first and help the Darius first. And you can see she's making moves to follow me. I come in, hit the E. He flashes, but not before my E actually lands, so my E just follows him. A bit of a roundabout there, igniting him. Camille ults me. I flash, not necessary. I thought she was gonna try and finish the kill on me. And then, of course, Darius finishes up with a double kill. So I burnt my flash and my ignite. I'm not sure if she flashed. I don't think so. Darius gets a double. Good for us. Darius at this point is quite fed. Although Kindred's level 6 as well. But Kindred's ult has a huge cooldown at level 1. So it sucks for him. And I'm just trying to push the wave in, and then I might stay for a plate as well, just for some extra gold, because I know Camille has to walk back to lane. Her TP is almost certainly still down at this point. And you can actually see in the top left there. And so I just back here. Work towards my item. In this case, I'm going to get a... not a burst item. I'm gonna get a duelist item, being Riftmaker. You can see I bought the Leeching Leer, and I also got one of the components for Zhonya's because it's a really good buy. The amount of armor that you have for that component scales with how many minions you kill. So I think if you kill like 25 or 30, you get extra armor for free on that particular component of the item. So it's really, really valuable if you're against like an AD laner, attack damage. Which of course is the entire team. They have 0 magic damage on the entire team, so I'm looking to get that. I'll probably get Ninja Tabbies as well. Camille comes in. I shroud immediately, pop my ult, but it's obviously useless. I don't have the burst, but she has quite a solid amount of sustain. I choke the finish. She's not low enough to execute here, and I have to back off all the way. And then of course Kindred is hovering in the top river as well. Do spot him, and I likely just have to back here. It's probable that they'll try and dive me, and with the small amount of ult that I have, I'll probably just die. So I back off, and unfortunately Kindred pops the Rift Herald in the top lane. They end up getting the whole tower, unfortunately, but that does make it possible for us in the bot side. You can see on the minimap we have 4 surrounding the dragon. To just take the dragon for free. So 1 tower for a dragon I think is worth. The dragon obviously gives us pressure on the map. The more dragons we have, the more likely we are to snowball out of control as far as damage is concerned, and they end up taking the tower here, and I have to back off. It's possible that I could one-shot the Kindred here, but it's unlikely with ult, with both of them being there. Obviously Kindred being ranged and I'm melee, he can kite me out. But this Kindred's not that great, actually. I think at this point he's like 0-4 or something. But at least he knows what to do. He's going for his his marks, even if the mark is on one of our junglers' camps, he invades, tries to get the camp, and I think he gets that mark actually. And so if you don't know Kindred, that jungler scales quite heavily off the marks that he gets. So he gets rewarded for sometimes playing aggressively, invading the enemy jungle, depending on where the mark is. The mark will spawn on one of the camps or one of the monsters like the dragon or the Rift Herald or... and if he takes it, he gets passive stats after a certain amount. So I'm fighting the Camille here. I have my shroud, obviously, which is good for me. And as soon as my shroud wears off, I use my ult to gain some distance. She ults me, flashes away though, because she knows she's going to die. So she tries to not trade 1-for-1. Darius flashes, unfortunately. Doesn't get the kill, but we do, of course, have lane pressure now, which is good. And as you can see, Silas is pushing around the tower. You can see on the map, trying to finish that kill. Doesn't get it though. And now we're free to take 1 or 2 plates here. Of course, Kindred's weak. He can't really contest 3 of us on his tower. On this tower, Camille has to back, being, almost dead. Kindred does try an initial trade under his tower, which is, quite safe for him, because if we don't juggle the tower aggro correctly, it's possible that 2 of us can get killed for 1, which is obviously not worth. So we just back off here, don't get the tower, but we get a free back and some lane pressure as well, which is worth. So both my ult and my flash are coming up quite soon. It's possible that I could kill the Camille in an extended trade, although extended trades go in her favor because she has grasp. She just will keep healing periodically the more she auto attacks, so it's not great. But of course the MO is, if you can't kill your laner and you really want kills to snowball, then you have to push your wave and roam, right? So that's what I end up doing. I push the wave in, or at least I leave it in a favorable position for me. Favorable position. Of course Camille trying to poke me out. I try and alter here. I don't think it goes well. Accidentally auto minions. That's terrible. Land a Q. She ults me. I don't think she... I think she almost kills me here, actually. Yep, she almost does. That empowered Q really is debilitating if I... She gets the kill in the end. If I choke the Shroud, she really just basically gets free damage on me, which kind of sucks. It's not great for me. Some action happening in the bot lane, obviously. We have a 4-man. I don't think they end up getting the kill. They do get the kill here. That's interesting. Ashe gets the kill, obviously, with fade away auto attack. And Akshan at this point is... I think he's pretty fed here. He can do some major damage. Ashe has to flash and heal immediately. And I think Silas comes in again. Tries to do a thing. Yeah, but he ends up running away. Of course, we do still have 4 in the bot versus their 2. But like I said, Action's pretty fit, so that's... I doubt anything ends up happening there. They might get to jump that Senna, though. She's a little bit far up in lane. So at this point, I'm just making sure our jungle's still intact. Obviously, I don't choose to go all the way down and check Raptors where the mark actually is. Camille decides to take a quick trade on me, which is fine. A Q wears off, and I come in for a trade of some sort, just to push off the wave, I guess. So she is pretty scared to fight me, mainly because, at some point in the fight, we'll both still have a disengage left, and then we'll just disengage, and you would have wasted all your resources for nothing. It's not likely that we'll kill one another 1v1 in this lane if we play it correctly, which for the most part we both are. So she's running low on mana though, which means I do have a little bit of an advantage here. So she backs off, obviously, waits for the wave to bounce out, which it invariably will. Some actioning happened on the bot side of the map. You can see they're trying to contest the Drake. See them swarming around in the river there on the mini-map. pushing the Kindred off. Obviously, Kindred's just not really having a great game. He's having a nightmare game, actually. Camille comes in for a quick trade. Pops my bone plating. And at this point, there's nothing I can do other than sit in lane and make sure Camille stays in lane too. Because Camille will definitely be able to kill the Ashe or the Lulu. And so what would be best for me is to just maintain lane pressure and force her to stay in lane, even though her TP is down. And I come in for a trade here. I don't think it goes well. I think she ends up flashing perhaps. No, I just choke the Q. Miss out on the damage and auto attack a minion as well. So she just backs off. She has to back, but her TP is about to be up. I stay and push the wave. And I might just stay for the entire tower. Which is risky, bearing in mind that Kindred is in rotation distance. You can see on the minimap he's in his topside jungle. Camille decides to TP behind me on the flank. Try and like pincer me between her and the Kindred. I just pop my shroud immediately to burn some time. Camille ults me, not knowing that the Darius is right there. She backs off, Kindred comes in with his ult, wastes it, and Kindred jumps up the wall here. I Q him, it's a blind Q, by the way. In the actual game you couldn't see he jumped into fog of war over the wall. But I predicted it and Q'd him, got the kill. Camille is now stuck at a tower with about half health. She walks up and she might die, which I think is exactly what she's going to do. Yep, walks up for a trade. Silas chokes his knock up. Luckily Darius is on it and I get another kill. Easy peasy. And I decide to back here instead of pushing the wave right out. What I want is for the wave to sit on this side here and force somebody, one of their team members, to come and farm the wave. Otherwise they're just losing minions on their side. Of course the advantage of that is that as our minions push up in their lane on their half of the map, they also give vision as well. So at this point I think I've completed my item. What I will probably do here is try and roam the map a little bit and leverage the man advantage we have. As you can see on the minimap, Camille opts to go for her farm, which is, she will obviously do that. That's technically the correct choice for her. Pushing the wave up on her side will allow them to have pressure for the Rift Herald, which I'm trying to signal the Darius to do, but obviously he decides not to do it. We just leave the Rift Herald. And at this point I can see that the Akshan's about half out, so I could probably one-shot him. I don't notice that the wards here though, obviously it's hidden. You can see them pinging on the minimap. And Kindred is, I can't see him right now, but he does just walk up and try and auto me, so at that point I know there's a ward in the bush. Hit the full combo on him, one-shot him, the Akshan backs off immediately, knowing full well that he doesn't do that great into assassins. And I get another free kill and back off. I think at this point the Kindred's like 0-5, maybe 0-6, 0-5 I think. So I've got a free kill, 3 gold. I'm just gonna back here and collect the wave when Camille pushes it up in the top lane. Of course Darius is doing really well, having gotten that double kill in the top river. And 1 or 2 kills in top lane on the Camille as well, so he's in a good spot. Darius really is a fed Darius is a nightmare to try and play against. Obviously the way his ult works, getting resets and stuff, really sucks if you're squishy, which is what 4 of their 5 members are, with the exception of the Camille. Camille's building a bruiser, so she has like health and sustain and eventually some armor. But I don't quite think she has armor yet. Camille opts to back. She's trying to go and push the mid in, which is a bad move in my opinion. I think that what she should be doing is farming up the jungle camp, seeing as Kindred's obviously not gonna make it anyway. You can see Kindred coming in here to invade our red buff, even though he's very weak. And I end up hitting a full combo him. He fails the flash. And I just execute him. Camille obviously comes in to follow. They might be duoed actually. She's always by his side. And I follow up with another kill. So at this point I'm unstoppable. And I think they forfeit here. Yeah, they do. So GG, a 6-1 Akali, a 6-1 Darius. We did well. Misplayed quite a few fights, but we did the thing. GG.